Anyways, guys, listen up, okay? So, Leafs, Edmonton tonight, right, was looking good. You get that quick early goal, right, that lucky goal to start, and it is luck. All right, that's a bad bounce off the boards, and the goalie misplays it with his leg. Has no idea what's going on, bounces off the leg, and in she goes. And I'm telling you, when a goal goes in like that early in a game, it can make you feel, yeah, it is kind of ugly. It is kind of ugly, but that can either get you riled up and get you 3 more before the period's done, or it can make you feel too comfortable too soon. Pardon me. Little hiccup. But I still think that, Edmonton had some life. There was no reason to get lazy or anything like that because, sure enough, I mean, they come back, right? And those 2 goals, they had to kind of earn them against the Leafs. They didn't get lucky ones necessarily, right? So the Leafs get that lucky one to start, but then Edmonton had to get 2 earned goals, right, Davis? Definitely earned them. Although, like that first one, I mean, Richie's got a problem with the back check there. You know what I mean? Now, he shouldn't really necessarily be the one to be on that back check at that point, but I don't know what happened in the play before that moment. What I do know is at that moment, Richie is definitely close enough to that guy in front of the net to tie him up if he had pumped the legs a few more times. You know what I mean? Because the other guy wasn't skating anymore. He was gliding, and Richie started gliding too. And it's like, no, you're not close enough to him to start gliding yet. You need to pump a few more times, dude. And he didn't, and they got the puck out front, and even though it wasn't a great shot, I mean, it's hard to get those cross-crease ones, right? There's a reason why they're so powerful in NHL 22, man. And there's a reason why. They're powerful in real life, too. So, I mean, you got that one, and you got Riley messing up big time on that second one, right? Right? Riley's messing up big time on that second one. He goes cutting across. All 5 guys shifted over to the one corner in their own zone. Riley's the guy that's supposed to stay out front. He realizes it, but it's too late. He realizes he's out of position, starts to back up, but the pass has already come, so he tries to lay down, tries to block it, whatever, but brutal coverage there. But you know Riley, he's so good, right? He's so good. That doesn't happen very often to him. It's just that when it does, it's so obviously his fault. So, you know what I mean? He doesn't screw up often, but when he screws up big, right? And I can relate to that for sure, right? So no judgment here, but that is what happened with the 2 Edmonton goals there. It's just some bad coverage in front of the net. Like I preach all the time, that's where you're going to lose all your goals, for the season. That's where the majority of them are going to come from. All the stats prove it, so why don't we start protecting it a little bit more? I don't know what's happened, right? But no worries there, because at least the Leafs kept going, right? Now, one thing I really liked, though, before they really started, getting back into it, was there was a power play coming up for Toronto, and the Leafs had the 6th man out, because they hadn't been blown down yet, right? And they're passing around the puck and everything, and getting all kinds of chances. And Matthews tees one up, man. He tees one up and he lets it rip. And I think he knew full well it was going to get blocked. He wound up because he probably didn't know right away. But I think there's a moment there where he realizes this is about to get blocked. So he pops it as hard as he can because you know what? In hockey, if you don't want to get hit with the puck, you always have the choice to move out of the way. Now, no coach in his right mind would want to see their player just moving out of the way like that. They're supposed to block shots on the NHL level, for sure, even if they're hard like that. So if anything, the Oilers should have slid forward and tried to block it with his shin pads. Lay down sideways, you try to block it with the shin pads. That's the safest way to block a shot like that. But Matthews was basically saying, hey, look, if you want to stand in the way of my shot, big boy, I'm going to give it to you. Waplamo! Right? Just... Oh, it looked vicious. He just winced in pain instantly. I think he caught it on the inside of the leg. Like, that's not how you block shots, inside of the leg. So, not really Matthews' fault, but I like that intensity of going, you know what? Get out of my way. Clap. Right? So, I thought there was some good stuff there. You know what I mean? There was some good stuff even before they really started getting pulling ahead. Right? We had a fake goal. The fake goal was interesting, huh? Man, you thinking a place that quiet, right? You thinking a place that quiet, they'd actually be able to tell when a goal gets scored. But no. There's nobody in the building. There's no one to get fake enthused. Even the players didn't freak out. All they did was hear the ping. And for some reason, the goal song guy was just like, yes, Hall & Oates. That's my favorite tune. I'm going to play this all night. Dude, relax on that song. I know you love it. I know you think it's great. Or whoever's in charge of coming up with that music. I know they think that song is great, but there's a time and a place, and that wasn't it. Wes McCauley's not going to get that call wrong, eh? He was waving it off, and then they sounded the thing, and he's like, no, I'm serious. This is not a goal. Continue playing. Poor Wes McCauley, you know what I mean? Come on, you got to believe him. Right? So, Yeah, so the fake goal was interesting. And then you know what? The Leafs had a lot of luck too. The Leafs had a lot of luck. Right? That second goal, I know the announcers were giving Brody all the credit in the world for like purposely shooting wide towards the commotion so that hopefully they could get a tip in front of the net. Let me tell you, I don't believe that. I think it was a mistake to shoot that wide. Right? Either it was a mistake because he accidentally shot it that wide, which is what I think. But if he actually did make the choice to put it there, when his guy in front was so obviously tied up, there was no way he was going to, well, a very small percentage chance he was going to actually be able to tip it. And he's so far wide of the net. You know? Like at least if that same commotion was going on in front of the net, you might be able to use it as a screen. So if he actually chose to do that, that was a bad choice. Even though the puck went in, that was a bad decision. He needs to put that puck on the net. The lane was clear. He's got to do it. So even though he scored on that play, it's not really a good play to me. You know what I mean? I don't really consider it a good play. So I got no problems with Brody though. Like when you're that good, you know, you get lucky sometimes. And I think that was a bit of luck there, right? A few goals like that for the Leafs, right? And Kerfoot. Holy guys. How come as soon as I started noticing that Kerfoot was amazing, right? Like statistically amazing, all of a sudden now everybody's jumping on board. I went to go use Kerfoot for my Instagram post today, okay? I already had it in my mind. It was going to be him versus McDavid. McDavid was going to chirp him for being so good. Kerfoot was going to be like, hey, man, well, maybe you should try and block a few goals because your plus minus sucks, right? That was going to be the angle. But then the news came out that McDavid was going to be sick or he's on the COVID list or whatever. So I had to pull that one and make a new one. But I still used the two of them. So I was going to use Kerfoot anyways, but people even beat me to it. So many of the sports stations today and the fan pages that want to do like a game post, so many of them were using Kerfoot as their Leaf representative today, right? I mean, I'm just saying, right? And as much as our friend George over at NBI wants to say that analytics saw this coming, well, I didn't hear nobody talking about it. For the record, if they saw it coming, cool. But I didn't hear nobody talking about it, neither did you, right? None of us did in the regular sports world. So if a guy like me down in my basement using very little math whatsoever can figure out that Kerfoot's a guy to watch, maybe there ain't a problem with my system. You know what I'm saying? And I'll tell you why. Because like how are you going to quantify him beating out that icing? Like, are they going to actually record that he beat out an icing in that final minute of play? Right? And if they do, are they going to mark down that it was the final minute of play? Right? Some stats want to remove his empty net goal because empty net goals, I mean, they're not really hard to get, right? Bull, right? You telling me Kerfoot didn't get that goal from hard work? That's a hard thing to do, and he did it. It wasn't dancing through five guys, ringing it off a post, I'll tell you that, I know. All right? But it was a goal, and it was a goal earned because part of the reason why they were able to get so much more momentum back against Edmonton was because he beat out that face-off. So that's an intangible thing. We're talking about effort. We're talking about the work ethic that guy puts into every shift. Every shift, whether you see it or not, it's there. And what? We're not going to measure it? We're not going to account for it? How do you do that? Well, you do it with something that's also intangible. Tangibility rating. That's all I'm saying, folks. And I got a new stat I'm working on. Let me tell you, it's going to be really good. I'm also still going to use plus minus. This is for AKZ. Oh, thanks for hitting that one. Thanks for hitting the chug the bottle there, AKZ. Man, do I need water tonight. Oh, it's so dry in this place. With the heat on and everything. Oh my goodness. I got like a vent right above me. Ugh. So thanks for that. But yeah, I got another stat that I'm working on. It involves plus minus. So I can't wait to reveal it and tell you what it tells you. All right? Tell you what it tells you. It's got something to do with efficiency. I don't know how I'm going to word it yet, but it's got something to do with efficiency. All right? So look out for that. So Kerfoot's awesome. Leafs keep plugging ahead. They're getting all their games postponed, man. It's so frustrating. So join me whenever you can. Maybe we'll do another game night to fill the void. Like, I'm trying, man. I'm trying to come up with the content while the Leafs are down. I'm trying, man. So, you know what I mean? If you guys have any ideas as well, too, maybe we'll do some hot takes for a conversation one night or something like that. Like, I don't know. All right, but now I want to get into what you folks are saying up here, okay? That was my piece. Thanks for sticking around and listening to it. Okay, what are you guys saying?